Well, folks, do I painfully have to remind you what a bad winter we had and the damage it has done to everybody's property? Everybody out there screaming all in unison, please, John, not now. Well, we got to talk about it because it happened to your home, and we are with the best. Ivy Lee Construction, my good buddy Mike Washington is with us this morning. And the ice was on people's roofs for a lot longer this year than most, and that probably is what caused a lot of roof damage.
A lot of heat loss was out there, a lot of snow, a lot of ice, and in turn, all that ice is now finally gone, and we can actually start to look and inspect things. We're looking at roofing, but we've been on a ton of concrete projects now.
Yes, I was going to talk to you about that. Weather like we had can really affect cement and concrete in bad ways.
Yeah, the heavy-duty freeze-thaw cycle that we had this year, the freeze went so far into the ground this year, it moved everything around. So it repitched concrete, it actually cracked concrete. We have a bunch of trip points out there now. If you haven't been out to really inspect, you got to get out, take a look at your property, look for trip points. Between that, the plow services that we've had on there, and the snow blowers, because they ran so much this year, that has done more damage. And then the harsh winter salts that the crews actually put down on the streets to keep them drivable, that comes in and just drips on the concrete and starts causing problems.
Yeah. What do you say we take a look at maybe our first picture here? Okay.
So this is a standard driveway, brand new driveway that was installed. This was cracked up last season like crazy.
I bet a lot of it was heaved.
A lot of it was heaved, pitched the wrong way. In this driveway, we actually end up pitching from the garage all the way out to the street. Also pitched it away from the house just to make sure there's no water coming in on this line here, and then also pitched it all the way out. You know,
that's nice. So so any water back here is going to have that tendency to run right forward.
Exactly. We want to make sure we're not pitching the water towards the neighbor's house, and definitely not at the house to increase any water to get into the basement. You know, you really want to start with a good base. That's one of the real key things in a concrete project. When we take out your old concrete, we're going to remove the driveway, and then we want to really put down a good 4 to 6 inch of stone base. We're going to use #1 clean stone. #1 clean stone. It's just the size of the stone itself.
Okay.
And that we can pack it nice and tight. We actually go through and plate vibrate the whole surface. They actually pack that down, so when we get to a freeze-thaw cycle, this thing is not moving as much or sinking anywhere.
Right, and you said, what is it, 4 to 6 inches of stone?
Between 2 and 6 inches, depending on your conditions.
2 and 6, okay.
Some earth is more stony than others when we take off the old.
Right.
If there's not a good base there, we're going to pop down a good 6 inches of stone clean base.
What did we do here?
This is a new patio off the back. They had a couple different doors at actually different elevations here. So a couple new stairs, a brand new patio. Now this is integral color. The color is right inside of the concrete. This is a stamp pattern, and it has charcoal release. So you see the highs and the lows in the finish here. That it's brown, and then it has a Cordova brown, even darker brown release on top. So it gives you a nice little texture finish to that.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's a nice look.
Very nice.
Another driveway, a standard driveway, again, pitching this all down. New walkway coming in.
I'm sorry. Oops. I touched it, and it went the other way. And that integrates into the front walk.
Into the front walk. That's all brand new driveway again. It's going with a 4,500-pound mix, which is the PSI of the concrete itself. So the PSI, each square inch can hold 4,500 pounds.
A lot of,
pretty heavy. It's heavy duty. It's a 6.5-pound mix. Most companies out there are putting in 3,500 or 4,000. We moved up to 4,500 about 2 or 3 years ago, and it's given us real good strength out there.
Okay.
This is another front entranceway.
Oh, look at that. How nice.
This is a stamped concrete poured patio. It's a brick look, herringbone pattern on top, and a running bond on the stairs. Also the aluminum rails we put in. Once the concrete's poured, we have the ability to get our rails in. These are powder coated aluminum, so it gives you the old world look of wrought iron, but it will never rust, and you will never have to paint either.
Oh, I want to back up and talk about something. When the people are having their driveways and sidewalks done, I have watched a process like this in my neighborhood. Our neighbors, they put the stone down, and then they put the metal grid or the lattice work of metal down, and then they just pour the cement on top of it and nothing else. Mike is telling me, for this to behave properly or to function properly, that metal grill work has to be pulled up so it's more in the center of the cement,
does.
Right?
It should be in 4 inches of concrete. It should be at the 2-inch mark. Typically, exactly what you've seen in your neighborhood. They'll just pour the concrete on and they never pull the wire up. If that wire grid that 6x6 wire mesh is reinforcement steel that needs to get up into the mix. If it does not get up into that mix, it's not doing anything. So you might as well not even put it in.
So instead of pouring and pulling it up, do you lay part of the concrete, let it set just a little bit, and then put the grid on top of that, and then the rest of the concrete?
Actually, what we'll do is we'll actually put it in a grid pattern. We'll put 4 spots down at 2 inches, and we'll yank it up, and then we'll pour our concrete on top and pulling up as we pour it back.
Okay.
So typically, what you want to do is you really want to make sure that when they're starting at the top working down, that mesh is getting right up in the middle of that mix. If it doesn't, it's not going to do its job. It's not going to reinforce properly.
Okay.
It's very important.
All right.
It's another stamped walkway.
Nice.
This
Very
is
nice.
a random field stone. Again, this is integral color. It has a nice sheen to it. Nice sealer goes on top of all of our jobs. All the backfilling was done on this. All of our jobs get backfilled, seeded, so all the homeowner has to do is just water when we're done.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Very
it's
nice.
part of the service. Another patio off the back of a house. A couple different tiers here. This is another different herringbone pattern. And if you notice here, this edge, this perimeter edge is actually stained a different color. So this is just a dark charcoal here, smooth. And then on the inside of that one, it's stamped up. It's another different look.
You know, I look at this, Mike, it's almost like you guys, besides being very dedicated in the construction of the things you do, you're artists. I mean, you really have to be slightly artistic to do this.
Our guys in the field are great at what they do. That's what they do. Each team is specialized, you know, from our roofing to our siding to our windows to our doors. That's what they do every day. It really is an art, and realistically, we really want to meet with the client to see what they want. In this case, she wanted different tiers. She wanted that different level feel, so she can entertain and have a sitting area and have a party area. There's so many different ways we can install in shapes and sizes and patterns, and now color. It's unbelievable the options people have.
Wow. Okay.
This is a front walkway now and an entrance.
To me,
way.
has an old world look, old world concrete.
It does. If you look, this is a big stone house down in the city of Buffalo, and it's an old world looking home. So they wanted something to match. So the inlay of the concrete here is actually exposed aggregate. So the stone that's inside of this mix, we order a special mix with extra stone in it. It has rounds in it and different colors.
Yeah.
So what we'll do is we'll place this, we'll trowel it. That same day, we'll actually come in and wash all the cream off, okay, to expose the stone. That all gets washed away. This hardens up the next day, then we come seal it. It's a great old world look.
Yes, it
yeah,
really
it's
is.
a really nice look. Okay. Another stamp pattern, little entranceway in the back. We also sided new doors, new windows in this home.
Yeah.
This is an exposed look here. If you notice the different texture inside of this, we'll call that an elephant ear or just a random pattern. The big mats that we put down to put that impermeate in there. And this is a color concrete again. It's a nice look.
Very much.
And this is another driveway. A driveway here, a garage, garage floor. We do garages, we do garage floors, driveways, the works.
I think it'd be easier to ask you what you guys don't do as to what it is that you do. We could fill an hour. Hey, Mike, we want to thank you for coming by. It's a pleasure to talk to you, and we always learn so much about how to make our homes and property look better. Here's the information you need to contact Ivy League Construction in Tonawanda, 875-8654 or ivyleagueconstruction.com online.